Hey guys, this is Gorehouse. Welcome to my Road to Silver series. This is going to be the first video in the series. And as the title implies, I am currently in Bronze, just getting back into League of Legends after, I'd say, 8 months or so since I really last gave it a good shot. And I'm going to make a little video series here of me trying to climb out of Bronze and, into Silver. We'll see where it goes from there. If I meet my goal, we'll continue and, road to gold, road to plat. We'll see how far I can take this thing. But this is, documentation, hopefully, of my progress. We'll see how much better I get, how much more I learn, and hopefully if you guys continue with the series with me, we can learn some stuff together. This is my second ranked game back after taking that 8-month break. My first game was a autofill game where I played support. We did end up winning, but as a support game, I think my total was 2-1 and 18. A lot of a lot of kill participation in that game, but not the most exciting gameplay. So this is the second game. I'm in Bronze 4 currently. At this point in the game, I think I am somewhere near 50 LP, so if I win this one and the following game, I might get into my promotions. I'll likely be there. So I'm against Kale top lane. Don't play against her very often. Don't see her very often. But I do know a little bit about her. She was the very first champion I ever played in the game. I immediately dropped her after trying her because she did not fit my playstyle at all. Also, I think she's, received a couple of reworks since the very first time I played her, which was years ago now, 2014 or something, when I very first started. I do know that Kale has extremely good wave clear, and she's a great 1v1 champion because of her ult, which allows her, to not die. I don't know how long it lasts, but I'm going to be very cognizant of it this game. And apologies for my CSing skills. I'm still not quite where I need to be yet, kind of CS like a monkey. But as you'll see as this game goes, I kind of pressure Kale enough to where I can zone her out and make her not CS as great as she probably can normally as well, which keeps me right where I need to be in CS. So this game, there's a lot of great stuff in it, that's why I'm highlighting this one specifically. Lane phase is a little slow. I'm not jungling, so I'm not running all over the map and I can't explain my camps or anything, but we'll explain a little bit of what I'm doing here. Most of it's, kind of poking her down. Because she is so good 1v1, I don't want to get into a really early skirmish with her, especially while she's at full health. She just popped a potion there. And I believe I still have both of mine available. I don't think I've needed to use one yet. I'm letting her push her wave into mine a little bit because I'm not sure where her jungler is. I do have a ward down in the bush in the river, but knowing that they have a Vi on their team as their jungler, she can be kind of scary. She has very good ganks, even early. Looks like, yeah, she just died, so I'm a little bit less worried about her right now. I'm going to be pushing my minions back into hers here, and we'll see if we can, get an early lead on this Kale and help carry this game, if not outright carry it. CSing a little bit better now that I got the first couple waves out, leveled up and got a little bit more damage on my auto attacks. So I need to thank my buddy Trey. He actually got me this Tyrant Swain skin. I'm not one who gets all the skins in the world, but this one is really cool, so thanks Trey, appreciate that. Alright, a little bit more poke on Kale, pushing her out of the lane, see if I can farm a little bit without her being all over me. Keep just walking a little bit towards her, see if I can zone her out, keep her from getting ECS. I know they're not under the tower yet, but even her minions are doing enough damage to them. Hopefully they can pick off a couple of them. So that would have been a great kill, but I did get her flash. She flashed out of my W, which would have rooted her. And she is backing now. I can see her backing. So I am going to let my minions push in, let her miss some CS. Looks like I'm going to throw a ward down here in the bush in the river. Make sure if I do go a little bit further up that I'm not going to get ganked. So I land my Q on her again, still trying to poke her even after her back. I chunk her out pretty good there so that if she wants to do anything, even after she bought her items, you know, it's not going to be too crazy in her favor. I'm looking, you know, in the jungle right now, seeing my Kha'Zix is pinging all over the place, and he's on Vi. Now this is a little suspect of me. I'm thinking that my minions are probably going to kill her if I can land my Q. I did not realize how much range she had on that attack. My minions did end up killing her, but I embarrassingly died. I had Flash and Ghost up. Those are the summoners I normally take on Swain. You know, most top laners do take Teleport. I find that Teleport, for me personally, is as good of a summoner spell as it is. I'm a little suspect in my use of it, and have found myself dying on, you know, very poor teleport decisions. So I take Ghost normally for mobility reasons, not only to chase, but I do find myself in bad positions sometimes as Swain, who is not a very mobile character, and the Ghost allows me to, you know, like I said, chase down enemies and also escape when I get myself in bad positions. Alright, so this is one of my first uses of my ultimate here. I use this quite often, you'll see through the gameplay, just to wave clear. I do that a lot even when the enemy champion is not in my lane, just so I can get my stuff pushing really fast, force them either back up here or try to get some damage on their tower. So my ward's still active in the top of the river, so I'm not really worried about Vi, who once again falls. Now I'm positive I'm not worried about her, so I'm okay to go in here. So I land my Q, W, full combo her. She does pop her... Oh no, she doesn't have her ult yet, she's only 5. So I end up getting the kill there, and I used my ult. I'm going to go ahead and continue using it just to get as many of these minions dead as I can so I can get my minions into her tower, hopefully make her lose some CS and continue my advantage. So I thought about backing there because I'm out of mana, but I noticed that there is a health plant in the river. I also see some stuff going down in the jungle here, so I popped the potion, or excuse me, I popped the plant. I leave a couple for Kha'Zix because it looks like he could use some mana as well. And this is really nice of him. I threw my Q down because I was just trying to help, but he actually lets me have the scuttle, so an additional 70 gold goes to your top laner Swain up here. Kale's back. And once again, as soon as she gets back up in top lane, I do a nice little chunk on her right there, so she's not going to be at full health if we get into a battle here. So we have a 1 ward in the river right in the middle. As long as Vi is not too clever, I should see her coming. So once again, I'm playing, you know, not too far forward, especially now I'm backing up because I'm letting her minions push into me. But I'm trying to be as careful as possible, knowing where the jungler is. Because as top laners, you know, you're kind of out on an island up here by yourself. If your jungler is doing absolutely anything with the other lanes, the enemy jungler is likely to come up and try to harass you as much as possible. I know where my jungler is. He's in the top, so I'm not too concerned, but just trying to stay as aware of the map as possible. So once again, Kayla's got so much range on that attack that I fell to in that early battle that we had where my minions got her. CS right now is 51, not exactly where it needs to be, but because of all the pressure I've been putting on Kale, she's at 34, so I'm doing an okay job here. Once again, I land my QW combo and I go into my ult. She uses her ult here, so she's not going to be dying until, you know, she sticks around for way too long. I think her flash was obviously still down, but she turned and was trying to fight that, and don't think that was the greatest decision. I'm out of mana here, so I'm going to go ahead and back. I think I'm looking around the map as I'm doing this, seeing where I want to go next. I see Zed and Echo are, you know, neither one of them are too pushed up. They're right in the middle of the map there, so I'm thinking about doing something down there if I can, but for right now, I noticed my minions are so far into her tower. I'm going to see how much damage I can get on this top tower before I start my roam. props to Father of Swamp this game as well. He played a very good Zed. During Champion Select, he was asking if he should be playing Lux or Zed. And I don't remember which one of my teammates decided on him playing Zed. I think it was actually it might have been our Kazakhs. One of them told him that he should go Zed. I looked at his stats. He is a very good Lux. But obviously, by this gameplay, you'll see that he's a very good Zed as well. So, great mid laner to have on my team. Alright, rinse and repeat here. Still trying to farm up as much as I can, get my numbers a little bit closer to where they need to be. I'm 19 CS overkill right now, and got a couple kills on her, so... Right now, if I'm her 2 levels, I don't want to be fighting me, but she makes the mistake to get here. I land my combo, but I know I'm not going to be killing her there. I don't have enough minions, and she's too close to her tower, so I'm happy with chunking her out, and I take my my ult back down. Don't want to waste too much mana there. So this is a huge fail by Kazakhs. He pings and tries to come up here, but he misses his ability, so pretty sure in the chat, not going to be able to see it here, but he dropped an FML in the chat on his failed ability. So poking the tower a little bit here. Kale is landing some of that CS, but fortunately the tower was killing a couple of them too to keep her numbers a little bit below mine. I'm still 21 ahead right now, so I mean pretty good at the 11-minute mark. Not good CS numbers, but that lead is good. So I'm still trying to push my minions into their tower, make her miss as many of these as possible. Got a nice little Q on her. She's getting low. Looks like I'm not interested in fighting quite yet, though. She's still doing a good job under tower. Zed picks up another kill on Echo. And I think... So, Kale's pretty far in her back animation here. I try to get her with a W just to prevent her from backing. I don't think I was going to be able to kill her there, but just prevent her from getting back too easily and have to waste a little bit more time. So I see she's TPing back, so I drop my QW. I land it as she's actually TPing back, so as soon as she gets back, once again she's chunked down. So if we get in a fight, I have a little bit of an advantage, at least health-wise. My mana's getting a little bit low here, but I'm taking every advantage I can. Keep trying to get my minions back under her tower, so that she misses, any of these is good for me. Put my ward back in the river there. Make sure that because I'm so pushed up, I don't want to get killed. Alright, now this is, I land my combo, and she uses her ult so she doesn't die, but I decide I'm going to be a little ballsy here, and I flash in. I'm not sure if I needed to use the ghost there to escape or not. I played a little bit safe. You can see both my health and my mana very low there, but it was worth the dive, because we got the kill. Okay, so backing again, I am looking at mid right now. Zed is very far pushed up. I'm thinking, as I'm buying here, that I want to go down and see if I can help get that mid tower. I guess I'm not exactly sure if I do that right now or if I come back up to top. Top tower is getting pretty low too, and the first tower hasn't been taken yet, so we're trying to get that first tower gold. I think about going bot here, but it looks like our jungler's got it pretty well in hand. He gets the 2-for-1 down bot, and there's not a whole lot for me to do down there. So I started my way down there and decided that wasn't going to be the case. So as I'm cutting back up to top, I notice Echo's way far pushed up here, and he's running away, and our Zed's not quite there. He flashes over into the bush. I land a blind Q. I know you're able to see him there, but because he was in the bush, I had to predict that. Fortunately, we landed it. Zed helps me pick up the kill on Echo mid, punishing him for being so far pushed up. Kale is also extremely far pushed up for that little roam that I had. She was trying to get some damage on the tower up here, so I come up behind. And once again, I Q, I W, I E, and I pop my ult. And having all of those minions is normally a bad thing because they're hurting me, but when my ult's going off, they're actually healing me. So fighting inside her minions as Swain is something that's actually beneficial for me.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
So there goes the, what, fifth kill on Kale this game. You know, she's kind of feeding me, keeping me juiced up so that I can do as much as I can this game. And I know that her TP is down because she just used it under, you know, a minute ago or so. So we're gonna pop down this tower. It's pretty low anyway. I would have been able to get it, I think, either way, even if she did have TP up. And something I like to do after getting the first tower, I like to roam, but I like to get this first wave out so I can get my stuff pushing a little bit further than where their tower was. So even after first tower, push that next wave, and then I start my roam. I'm a little bit low on mana here now though, so before I start I'm going to go ahead and back. I got my Rod of Ages. It's currently ticking up. That's, you know, one of your power spikes. Zonia's and Rod of Ages are by far, I think, the two best items on Swain. Those are the two that I rush. Rod first because it obviously has the the counter on it. You want to get that as early as possible, so that those 10 minutes can tick along and you can get even progressively stronger from that item. And Zonia's Hourglass is just probably my favorite item in the game, honestly, but on Swain specifically. If you pop your ult and then Zonia's in the middle of a team fight, not only are they not doing any damage to you, but any damage that you had taken already, you're healing back up from your ult. So being a huge tank with Zonia's is just, you know, it's disgusting. And especially when we're already as ahead as we are in this game, I'm going to be a pretty big deal, or a hard threat to deal with, excuse me. That's the one great thing about Swain, especially in the lower elos. People like team fighting. It's not always the most pretty of team fights. The engages are sometimes kind of sloppy, but for as long as Swain can fight with his sustain of his ult and the Zonias, you're normally getting a kill advantage in the team fights. And for whatever reason, I'm not sure that there's a stigma that goes along with Swain, but I don't think everyone knows how tanky this character can actually get, especially with my build, because a lot of people focus me. You'll see that even in the team fights, when I'm in the center of the fight and they really should be attacking our carries, they're hitting me, I guess because they're thinking that I'm not as tanky as I really am and they can kill me. But I draw a lot of damage out, and normally our carries and my ult will clean up before they can really kill anyone, which is a great ability to have. Alright, so Jin got a kill down bot, and Zed's taken the Vi out. So Blitz and I, we went in, tried to do as much as we could, but we both got chunked out, and we are running for our lives here. You can see on the map no one's really chasing us, which is a good thing, but that was a little bit more of a dangerous fight than we needed to take, I think. I notice there's a huge wave pushing down on my top tower, so I'm heading back up there to try to get my farm up, make sure I don't lose my tower for nothing. And Twitch on the opponent's team, the enemy's team, excuse me, he's actually kind of keeping him in this game. You can look at the scores down at the bottom. Their team is not doing particularly well, but their Twitch is doing just fine, and for him being the carry, it's a little bit worrisome. We have a pretty big gold lead, and an 8 kill advantage right now, so 14 to 22, we're looking in good shape, but we really don't want to let that Twitch get out of hand. We can, you know, kind of contain him throughout the rest of this game, and pressure other lanes, out-rotate him. We should be able to pick this one up fairly easily. Alright, so I notice my minions are pushing in top, don't really need to be there right now, I'm not expecting to get a second tier tower at the moment, so I'm going to try to get down the mid, see if we can pick up a team fight down here. You know, I feel pretty confident in those currently, especially considering most of the opponents are level 9, I think Twitch is 10, and Echo's 11, but yeah, Vi and, was that Karma? I think they were both 9. I think Kale is actually also pretty under-leveled at this point in the game. So, being at 13, I'm feeling pretty confident. I gave Echo a little bit of hope they were trying to bait him, but he didn't take it quite. I think he's a little bit worried about the Zed and the Swain. Alright, so we're pushing out mid. I notice they're all going bot, the enemy team, so I start pinging danger down there. I was hoping Blitz was going to be able to get out of this. He falls, unfortunately. Jin's looping back to try to get in on this fight. And I notice I make a mistake here. So Jin's trap is above us, and Karma loops up the top. She actually traps it off, or excuse me, sets it off. I should have been up there. I could have caught her. I got a little antsy. I wanted to see if I could start something down in lane. And not a whole lot happens here because I was out of position. We do get the tower. And I think Kale just killed our Kha'Zix top lane. I'm assuming she used her ult. I didn't see it, but because of the power difference in the game, I can't imagine her getting away with anything without it. So we dive a little bit here, chunk down Echo. I have no idea Twitch is there at this moment, and I am way too low to be doing this. I kind of forget about that ability, and I get, murdered. Actually, I may have gotten away. Poison probably would have got me, but I ran right into the Kale to give her a double kill, with her taking out Jin as well. So the one thing I said that we really wanted to avoid doing was giving any kills to Twitch, letting him get out of hand. Fortunately, Kale picked up both of those. It's not good dying, obviously, and we were hoping to take Twitch out and maybe get that tower. But because Kale got those kills, it's not great to let anyone get too many. It is a good thing that she got them instead of their Twitch, though. Keeps him a little bit under the gold where he gets insane. So they push up, get our tier 1 mid tower, and we're on our way to fight, hopefully get something going. Zed's already taken out Kale at this point. Vi takes out our Kha'Zix, and Zed is killed Echo, so we're looking at a 2-for-1. Karma gets another one of our towers bot lane at this point, so they're coming back in the tower game. We were up 4-0 after that poor fight down bot lane where Kale got the double kill. We are now only 2 towers ahead. So we decide we're going to do Dragon here. Check out the Cloud Dragon. Nothing fancy, but while it's available. I'm not sure if this was the right thing to do or not. At that point, I think pushing mid a little bit harder instead of getting that Dragon might have been the right call. But, hard to say. Pretty close. Getting the Dragon is obviously not a bad thing, but if we would have been able to get a little bit more damage on that mid tower, we might have been able to take this game out a little bit quicker. So Jin picks up their red. Nice doing a little bit of counter jungling while we have such an advantage down bot. And Blitzcrank lands the blind hook. I pop my ult and my Zonias. This is where I'm doing my healing, and they run away bot. Twitch runs top and gets separated. And fortunately, I thought he was dead a little bit before my ult killed him there. He did not kill our Blitzcrank, so we ended up with a nice, 3-for-1? Blitz is low here. I'm going to try to push out mid, see if we can get enough damage on this tower to really be able to take it out either right here or next time we get back down here. With Zed helping, it gets melted though. So we take the tower, we immediately retreat. He's pinging Baron. I'm a little concerned to do Baron at this point because I feel like we're winning this game handily. One really easy way to lose is to lose Baron. I'm not sure that this is a necessary play to make where we are, so he decides that we're just going to ward. I went ahead and told him in chat what I thought. He agreed with me, so we just warded it, and we are now back in mid. We've got a 5-2 tower advantage currently. Their tier 2 tower in top hasn't been taken yet, mostly because I've been roaming so much. Like I said, I do that a lot after taking the first tower, especially when I have such an advantage on my lane. If they're up there and I'm already ahead, I don't need to be feeding on them anymore. I need to be helping my teammates in other lanes. So Karma's playing a little bit aggressive, especially considering there's 4 of us here mid. She gets out of position, And oh man, if Blitz would have landed that hook, it would have been a nightmare. So Vi gets stunned. I pop my ult, get the last hit on her. Jin takes out their Kale with his ult. And I tank the tower for as long as I can so that we can get a little bit of an advantage with our minions coming in. Blitz. Oh, I don't remember that. Looks like Blitz could have had Echo there, but Echo had the flash out. Alright, so 3 of them are down. It's only Echo and Calm up, and Echo just had it back. So we got the tower, take the first inhib of the game, immediately retreat. We noticed that Twitch is coming back up really shortly, and we don't want to be down here to throw away something as good as getting an inhib. We don't want them to win the team fight and put us right back in a bad position. So at this point, this is once again maybe a little bit suspect. We are going for Baron at this point because we think that they're going to be holding some of our minion waves. We have a lot of stuff pushed out and they need to clear. So we have our wards down from previously. Pop the vision plant. And we go ahead and start chunking Baron out. I do something stupid here and I go behind Baron. If you didn't know, Baron actually does more damage to you if you are behind him. So, not necessarily a good decision. I did have flash so I could get out if I needed to. But we kill Baron and we back immediately. So we've got super minions pushing in the mid lane because we got their inhib and we have Baron buff now. So we're going to try to push down mid with our super minions and buff. The other team doesn't have a whole lot that they can do to catch up right now. You know, Elder's not up, so they don't go for the drag here. They're just trying to defend as much as possible, and we are trying to make sure that that is going to be a hard task. So Zed and I clear out mid waves pretty quick here. Blitzcrank is coming with us. The glorious threesome. Jin comes around, and Kale wets her pants and runs away. Alright, so things are getting juicy. We're down here getting close to their nexus. I just barely land that W on Karma there. End up getting the kill on her. Zed kills the Twitch, the really only big threat on their team at this point. And right now it's looking really good for us. We get one of the Nexus towers. Doing a little bit of showboating, fighting down here. Jin pops his ult. Lands one on Kale, but she flashes out. He lands another one, and if he would have landed that third one right before she got to the fountain, I think that would have been another kill for Jin. So we're all pushed up and get the second Nexus tower, and while the rest of my teammates are trying to pad their stats, I think I start working on the tower here. I've seen too many games get lost to cockiness, and I get the last hit there on the fountain. And that is a win for my second ranked game back to League of Legends. We're sitting still in Bronze 4, somewhere around 75 LP now.